Some things you know they're ridiculous, and yet you dive in anyway. I've done it too. Let me set the scene. A girl, 21, Taiwanese. One suitcase, one-way ticket to London. No plan, just a blurry dream. Why? No big reason. Just because I didn't want to keep planning my life in Excel. Sounds romantic, right? Like one of those big life changes that comes with music. A grand speech, a slow-mo montage. You know, like the start of a movie. Well, no, it wasn't that. It was messy, dramatic, mildly traumatic. We'll get there. Today, I want to talk about how things begin. I've loved film for as long as I can remember. Not the loud fireworks kind of love, more like that moment you suddenly realize you're in love with your best friend. The signs were always there, but it takes you forever to admit it. So, when did his best friend show up? Let's rewind. I was 5, lying on a tatami mat, ceiling glowing. My mom had set up a projector, and just like that, our ceiling became a movie screen. That night, we watched Chicago, a group of women in jail, singing, scheming, dancing their way toward freedom and fame. And there she was, Velma Kelly. All glitter and danger. Her voice seductive, her moves sharp as light. Every look she gave left a golden stretch on my retina. Even when I closed my eyes, I still saw her. That was the first time I imagined an after. I didn't have the words for it then, but I knew someday I wanted to shine like that too. Even when the future looked like fog, there was something beneath it. A quiet pull, constant, certain, like a fog that leads you instead of blinding you. Somehow, I believed this was it. Acting was where I'd plant roots. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. But sometimes, love doesn't arrive like thunder. It shows up quietly, then take years to name. It actually took me a while to realize I love film. Back in elementary school, I was a typical good kid. Never skipped class, never late, neat handwriting. Teachers loved me. I was the one they sit next to the troublemakers, like some kind of human stabilizer. But thinking back, I wasn't exactly an angel. I got sent to the hallway a few times, always for the same reason. I couldn't stop talking. What was I talking about? Movies. Performances, plot twists, and bragging about how many movies I've already watched. High school, I watched movies every single day. And I didn't just watch them, I started quoting them. Between classes, during lunch, on the way home. If someone asked me a question, I slipped into taxi driver mode. You talking to me? Even my room got a cinematic makeover. Walls, desk, headboard, plastered with actors and movie posters, like a tiny film festival. But love wasn't enough. Loving film doesn't automatically mean you belong in acting school. The two were galaxies apart. Becoming an actor felt like becoming a cloud, unreachable, vague. And the idea of preparing a monologue? Exotic. All I could do was grab a handful of sand and throw it, hoping it'd land somewhere interesting. The application was clear. 2 monologues, 1 contemporary, 1 Shakespeare, a personal statement, proof of English proficiency, and a very detailed official-looking form that somehow made me feel like a patient who'd just been diagnosed with terminal illness. All of this, right after I'd joyfully handed in my leave of absence form, still basking in the glory of I'm chasing my dream. It was all magic and fireworks. Until Shakespeare showed up. Shakespeare? To me, Shakespeare was for people who said things like what is art at brunch. People who grew up breathing iambic pentameter with their morning tea and gluten-free scones. And now, I had to perform it in front of the Brits. Actual British people with actual British accents. It felt like bringing a pencil sharpener to a fencing match. But maybe, just maybe, the fact that I knew nothing was my superpower. Maybe that blind courage was the only thing keeping me from bolting. So what did I do? I picked the hardest one, of course, Ophelia from Hamlet. Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown. Did I understand every line? No. Did I do it anyway? Yes. Was I embarrassed? Deeply. Cut to the self-tape setup. I needed something to talk to, something to focus my eyes on. So I taped an AHA poster behind the camera. I know, not the finest idea, but my only alternative was the anatomical cross-section from my high school health textbook. And yes, for one brief, desperate second, I almost monologued to the digestive system. But that wasn't even the worst part. In my self-introduction video, the one I actually submitted, I was so nervous, I mispronounced Hamlet as Helmet. Yup, poor Helmet, the tragic prince of Denmark, gone too soon. Presumably in a cycling accident. But hey, guess what? I made it to the final round, and just a few hours after the audition and the interview, I got the offer. On audition day, they asked me to perform both monologues again. I did. Then they asked me to redo Ophelia, this time like I was in a cafe talking to my bestie. I did that too. The last 30 minutes? Pot interview, pot casual chat. I talked a lot. Looking back now, I realize I didn't have the skill or the training. What I had was the bravery of not knowing better. That fearless, foolish kind of hope only beginners are lucky enough to carry. And a heart so hot it could have lit a stage. But that fire didn't come from nowhere. It came from years of quiet kindling. After hours in dark theatres, school plays, monologues whispered to the mirror when no one was watching. Turns out none of it was wasted. I just didn't know yet how much it would matter. Well, of course, that's something I can only say in hindsight. It all sounds calm and collected now, like I knew what I was doing. But the truth is, I didn't take a leave of absence because I was ready. I did it because I was scared. Scared that if I waited any longer, I'd lose the courage to go at all. The beginning of action is never I'm fully prepared. It's more like your heart flares up for a second and you leap before doubt catches up. So here's to all the beginners, standing at the edge of the unknown, holding a dream in both hands with just the right amount of naivete. I don't know what the future looks like, or where this podcast or these stories will take me. Maybe someday I'll grow practical. I'll give up my dream. I'll stay up late, tweaking PowerPoint slides, half procrastinating, half spiraling, because even now, I don't burn bright every day. But when that day comes, I hope I still remember that once I taped a poster to my wall and performed a monologue to it. Clumsy, earnest, burning. And yes, I called Hamlet Helmet, but I still hit record. And somehow, that was enough to send it off into a world I didn't understand. And still, I believed somewhere out there might say yes. And here's to that girl, to that moment, to all the dreamers who leap before they're ready. Cheers.
I packed a dream into my bag, flew to London, hard unplanned. Didn't know the rules or the play, just hoped the wind would show the way. I called him Helmet, not Hamlet. Still sent the tape, no regret. Wasn't perfect, wasn't right, but somehow I caught the light. No plan, no map, just try. A fog that pulled not past me by. Maybe not knowing was my spark. A little break.